Hey gang! Game Face here, and it's Planet Coaster time. Hey Marcus! Welcome to the stream. So, what am I doing? What am I doing here? What is my purpose? I'm gonna work on coaster stuff. And wonder if what I've done here is a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know. I was gonna try to put the coaster through here, but it's seeming like not a good idea. But everything so far is okay, I guess. I need to work on this. Hey, Nightmare! I need to finish this up. I don't know what that's gonna look like. I'm probably just gonna extend it out like the other one was. And then I also need to move this track around. Because somehow I need to connect this to this. There's got to be some type of bridge between the two. And that's pretty far away. So I don't know if I'm going to have something attached to this tree. Or I can move the tree as well. And then going here. But somehow it needs to work with the track and everything else. I think it's going to be something attached to the tree. So, I got to figure out what that's all about. So our first problem, of course, is this. Let's work on the track first. I must close the ride. Close. This needs to be lower, I guess. And that needs to be higher. And everything will go in between. Does that make any sense? That didn't work. It did. Maybe that's perfect. Coming to the finish. Looks exciting to me. It's probably not going to work. Because, of course, as soon as we go to smooth it out, it's going to be all crooked. I mean, it'll go away. Okay, so that's moved down a bit. Do the same thing here. No, I gotta smooth that. After. And then this needs to go up. I think the tree itself actually needs to move too. So I'm gonna move this over here. Just a little bit. So it's almost centered. And I don't know if I'll build some type of framework around the tree or just like... I know what I'm doing. I got it. I got it. That'll work. Maybe. Sort of. A little bit. Or we think it'll. Press the wrong button. You know what? let's do this. It'll make it easier. Yeah, still crooked. That's good. Okay. Now, that tree is not big enough. We need a bigger tree. See, the thing is, I don't want too many of those. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna customize another tree. The purple ones are like the ones that I only want a few of. The blue ones, okay, yeah, we can have a bunch of blue ones. But you know, only like 5 or 6 purple ones. I don't know, that sounds insane, but that's the way this world works. Yeah, it does sound insane. Okay. Come on, pop a menu up. Thank you. Maybe load some things onto that menu now. Was my computer too slow for you? Okay, that's got it all. Oh. Well, that sucks. That's a better way to do it. We'll move it up instead of moving the whole thing down. There we go. Now I need the right side facing this thing. It needs to be aligned a certain way. And that's actually pretty close to where it needs to be aligned. Maybe like that. Oh, one of my recorded, like, not one of my live streams, but one of my original Dying Light videos. Oh yeah. Yeah. Things have changed since I've gone live quite a bit. I would say. But yeah. Okay, so what do I want to do here? I guess my best bet is to actually duplicate this and see where it's going to get me. Okay, so that tells me one thing. This needs to change. And if this needs to change, I'll just straighten these out after. Maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah. I think that did it. Wow, I think that fixed it. What luck. And now everything lines up? No. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to make sure it's lined up here. And it, I would say it's not. We want to go halfway up. And then we want to go the rest of the way up with that. So that's pretty lined up. We'll be able to hide any difference. I'll take this back here and we'll line it up again. This, which means I need what luck. Now, I think my best bet, probably something like this. Not so straight anymore. I think we can do something with that. It just takes me so long to load that menu. So long. Okay, so we got a problem. And that problem is that these are now crooked. So we need to, you know, re-straighten them. Level them out. Yeah, I'm gonna hang it from the tree. I'm gonna put like ropes hanging from the tree in order to. I'm gonna move the tree over a little bit so it's all centered. But that's the idea. Hey, Dark Lord Wiggles. Welcome back. Enough. That's why I had to make the tree higher, eh? It wasn't that the branch was too low, it was that I wanted to be able to make it look like there's just 3 huge ropes holding this platform and these posts up. But yes, I was somewhat secretive of my plans. And I didn't really say anything. Which I could have. Okay, so what now? Oh, hey, Epic. Yeah, yeah. Wow. Yeah. It has been a while. My secret nefarious plan to hang it from the tree, yes. Hey, Marco. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. Just okay. Had some problems trying to get the stream going today, so that was a little frustrating. But we're all good now. Okay, so I think I got the things to hang this from. If not, I'm just going to move the branches. So what I'm going to do... Actually, I'm going to attach it to this one. We'll find some rope. Waiting, 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 waiting. There we go. I can't believe Planet Coasters got so slow. I just don't understand. Let's go with this. I can't remember how I did this before. Oh yeah, that's right. Make a triangle out of them. Oh. And then copy them. Actually, it's a single coaster park. It's, yeah, we should take a look at it. Whoops. And we're leaving. So, this all started off with me building, fake trees. Building trees out of parts. It ended up with me building an entire park out of art pieces. But, you know, very, I don't know, It's got a style of its own, I think. And there's only the single coaster at this point. But let's ride it. It's not really, you know, a great coaster yet. Because, of course, like, I'm building the second half of it right now. I guess if I want to see what's going on, I should probably sit in it. So I'm just building the second half of it right now. The only thing that's sort of set, and not, you know, set, it can always change, as you know, is this side of things, the first half of the coaster. And there's definitely a division. You'll be able to say, oh, that's the first half, that's the second half. Obviously, the things around the track are not quite set. So that was obviously the first half. And it's basically more of the same idea, a little quicker. Get hit in the face with the trees a couple times, you know, just for effect. And then, you know, I'm gonna have some other things around here. I don't know what they are yet, but like I said, this isn't even done. It's still a work in progress on this part. And of course, there's gonna be a light, some fireworks, though not necessarily as fireworks, but some stuff like that as well. Yeah, actually, it's called plastic. Is what I called it, the file. Like, that's not what it's going to be called, but so that's what this is. And right now I'm hanging a bridge from a tree. As is the, you know, what I need to do. I'm just gonna have to do one at a time. Too hard to get things centered any other way. Of course, the other thing I might have to do is eliminate some of these posts too. I'm not a huge fan of all the supports, so we might be actually hanging some of the coaster from the trees as well. I shouldn't say I'm not a huge fan of supports. The supports are good, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, don't want to do that. Missed it by a long shot, actually. But like I said, adjustments come afterwards. Okay, that should be long enough. Yeah, the supports on the track. Like, some of them are okay, but I'm gonna want to hide a lot of them, and like, that's no good. But yeah, I think I want to figure out a way to hang the track from the trees, a lot of it. Oh. Okay. Now, trees, I see that you have decided not to cooperate. All these things I do that like nobody is ever gonna notice. Can you like? I keep on thinking back to when he looked at the Pirates Paradise on Channel 5, and I'm like, oh, but you missed this. Oh, but you missed this. Oh, you missed everything. Like there were so many small details that I, you know, was all proud of, but nobody's gonna notice a lot of them. Okay, so if I take that, you know, the problem right now that nobody's going to notice these is because they're all straight and they just blend in with everything else. But that isn't the idea here. I want to make it look more natural, and I also want it to be attached to the center of the tree. Hey, Toastier! How you doing? That's good. I don't think anybody's even gonna notice that. Oh well. Well, there's gonna be a lot of details that just nobody's ever gonna know. Okay, so we need a platform in here to tie this all together. In order to do that, I'm going to, that on this building. Why? I don't know. Probably so that I run into problems later. Oh, what am I doing? I'm looking for a piece of wood. This is all made out of art pieces. Art shapes. No art shapes called a rope. Okay, so this can't just be a bunch of pieces of wood. There's got to be structure to this. There's got to be, you know, it's got to be something that could exist and work in a real life situation. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. I think all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run from over here, because, you know, why would you not have it align? The problem I'm gonna have, though, of course, is how do I make up for the fact that this is on an angle like this? But I think I have an idea. Whoops. There we go. Get a good alignment. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make these into triangular boards. Triangle boards, you know. Like that. It's not going to work. They're gonna have to be bigger. I own it, but I've never played it. City Skylines, that is. I should. But I just find the detail level, like, I could build a better city in Planet Coaster. There wouldn't be cars driving around it. And the other thing is, like, that I wondered about it, is there, like, sandbox? Where I can just build whatever I want? Or do I have to, like, manage a city? So there has been that's sort of held me back. Level of detail and stuff like that. So my answer, of course, is no. I haven't played it. What I'm looking forward to is the theme makers. Toolkit or whatever it is. I'm looking forward to them releasing that. I want to learn more about it. Planet Coaster old. I have never thought of Planet Coasters old. Okay, this isn't exactly working out the way. Whoa. That's not at all what I want. Okay, so we're back at the beginning. Yeah, see, I look at games like, you know, Dishonored that came out 2 years ago, or Dishonored 2, as being old because of the level of replayability is very low. You know, yeah, I could play Dishonored again, but do I want to? Even though it is one of my favorite games, don't get me wrong. Dishonored was probably a bad example. Look at those being old. But this, I feel, is like only 2 years old. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird. It's just because of the type of game it is, I guess. I don't know. So, how am I to go about this? I need a triangle. But you know what? I will say that, yeah, you know, I have seen a large drop-off. A drop-off in the number of people who are playing it. And it's only happened quite lately. I don't know why. But if I look at, like, I've got a lot of friends on Steam. Like, well, okay, I have 55 friends on Steam right now who play Planet Coaster. One of them is actually playing it right now. And you know who you are if you're still in this, still listening, watching. So if I go to that list and I look at you know, like some people in here, Planet Coaster in the last 2 weeks. Here's somebody who has 1,100 hours, almost 1,200 hours in Planet Coaster, who has 0 hours in the last 2 weeks. And that's, I find a lot of that, where a lot of people have like high a number of hours, but haven't played it at all lately. And that's like, you know, that seems to be what's happening, and I don't know why. Well, I do know why. It's the same thing's happening to me. Like, I used to want to play Planet Coaster every single day, but it's just not there anymore. Why is that? That's not good. Something's funny here. I think each side of this is a different size. That's what I think's going on. No, it can't be. It can't be. It can't be, because this is that turned around. Okay, okay, so I'm imagining the different size thing. I must be just putting it in the wrong place. Oh yeah, I saw the Aliens coaster and how it was made. I think it was really cool how it was made like a video game. You know, it didn't matter what one side of the... what the textures were on the side you couldn't see from the ride. I thought that was awesome. Okay, so how am I supposed to do this? That's when you uninstalled it and didn't make anything anymore. Yeah. I don't know. I think you can. But you know, that was a, you know, a very focused build, that was. But it probably had a lot of design time and stuff like that first. Whereas you can build stuff like this that's just complete fantasy and just totally out there. And it doesn't matter. But yeah, it takes a long time. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the big thing. Because like even right now, though I only have, you know, 4 hours in Planet Coaster this in the last 2 weeks. That's what's happening to me too. I still have like, you know, my 4 parks and 1,270 hours. Crazy. I can't figure out how to do this. It's like I need a triangle. But of course there is no triangle. That's right. That's what I'm clicking. There's no triangle. Well, there is a triangle, but it won't fit in there. What just happened? Okay, fine. I swear it just switched to that as I clicked on it. I might have to, but I use triangles to build triangles. Nope. Yeah, of course the other ones are different thicknesses. Why is this being so difficult? You know, I'm just gonna make it solid. I'm just gonna make it solid. You know, all this time I'm trying to make it so that, oh, yes, I just don't have tiny enough triangles. That's it. My triangles just aren't small enough to facilitate this. And my triangles are the wrong shape. I have misshapen triangles. Well, they're not. They're perfectly shaped triangles, but just not the shape I need. Okay, we're gonna go back and forth until we have this right. That's not left and right, that's up and down. What am I doing? We'd have to have a vote. We'd have to have a vote because I did that a couple weeks ago. So if everybody, like, there's only 5 people here right now. So if everybody who actually talks in the stream would like that, or should I continue to build? So just say yes if you want me to do that. I can go and we'll do a you know, a quick tour of the other parks and maybe a couple of rides in them. Or one for yes, and nobody needs to vote no. Like, you can just yes, it's fine. Oops. Well, I guess I don't want all that anyway. Hey, Steven. Welcome to the stream. So we've got one yes to do park tours. Well, I guess that would be 2. So who else wants to see some of the other parks? Nightmare doesn't mind. Well, that's 3. I'm gonna say I'm up for it. So that's you know, veto overruling right there. No, I mean, yeah, okay, let's go check it out. So the idea here, anyway, what I was gonna do is I was gonna finish up with building like you would have underneath a deck, like what we have, not there, but you know, here for instance, where we've got all the joists holding it up. That was what I was gonna finish this up with, and I've already know I'm gonna have to move this up a little higher. And maybe even this a little lower. So that's where that was right now. So let's step out of this part. Well, let's save this park. Maybe in the end. See, the problem with that is it's going to take a while. That's the problem. And I'll show you why. Okay, so this park here is whoa. I don't know how I did that. It was like shooting out into space. Is plastic, and there's one ride in here. So that's what this is right now. Right to the beginning? I don't know. Like, it's pretty crazy, but the first park I was building online with everybody watching, I was 135 episodes in. And the problem, of course, is this. Oh, the best park I made. With the most details. Yeah. See, we can look at 2 different things here. We can look at a couple rides. See, yeah, that's it. And best rides. Yeah, see, that's exactly the problem, Dark Lord Wiggles, is that that load times. That's my fear here. We're not talking about little parks. We're talking about like 100,000 plus parks. That, believe it or not, You know, for some reason, I don't think Planet Coaster performs as well as it used to. I think Planet Coaster used to be a little better. Because even when I go back to my old park, it's like just not quite as good. Of course, maybe that's not Planet Coaster's fault. That could be driver issues. That could be a lot of things going on there. The driver's tuned somewhat to lean in a different direction rather than how this is done. Something like that. These are big parks, yeah. Oh, this one's not so advanced. But, as you can tell, it's large. It's a very, very large park. My PC specs, I'm running an i7 4790K, which is not, you know, top of the line anymore, but it's still rated pretty high. And dual GeForce Titan X's. Hey, Kyle. Well, you know what I've done is actually that was a problem for me with Steam, because I have like 200 park saves, 300 park saves. And you know, what am I going to do? I had to turn syncing off, because every time I backed out of Planet Coaster, it would take like 15-20 minutes to sync with Steam, and it wouldn't let me play anything else. That was my problem. It wouldn't let me play anything else. Hey, look. Train station. Let's look inside. There's a guy in the train station. He's like, "Want to buy some tickets?" No, no. And that's my train station. Okay, this park, let's have a look here. It's pretty big. Where do we want to go first? Let's just go over here. So this is the park. It's closed, because if it weren't, we wouldn't be able to move the camera around, or it'd be running at about 2 frames per second. Ooh, fireworks. So there's stuff in the park. There's things. Let's go over here. This is the pirate area of the park. For some reason, it's a pirate area. And it's okay detail. I'm thinking right now 8700K. And then there's this. This is a thing. I built this. Remember this? Well, I had help building this. But we should ride it. Who remembers this? Okay, let's ride it. This is, I don't know what this is. You do, eh? I think this one was just a little more compact than most of the coasters I've built. I think. But that is the curse of Captain Deadeye. We also have this, which is the dueling coasters, which are pretty neat. You know, all this stuff, you know, I would do so much better now. But, you know, what can I say? Time, just, you get better at stuff over time. The frame rate is not so great. And really, you know, when I look at a lot of the places in this map, even the detail isn't that great. Okay, Steven. I can't believe how proud of myself I was when I built that and got them to come in at almost identical times. One coaster. This was basically my second big coaster. But it's fun. I think. It's not a great coaster in any way, I don't think. But it's just fun. It uses way too many rocks. And I couldn't get it smooth. As smooth as I get coasters now. I don't know why. Oh, and Epic, I don't know if you want to. It's, it didn't exactly do what I wanted to. But we'll ride it. I was learning. You know, this is only like this is only the second coaster I kept in a park. This was like the third and fourth. A little bit clunky in places again, but still I had fun building it. But you see there's a lot of places here. Let me make it 430. Like, I did a lot of high detailed stuff here, but it still pales in comparison to Pirates Paradise. Though I really love the view here. This is like one of my favorite views in Planet Coaster. Right there. I don't know why. I think it because it has somewhat of a realistic look to it. This is also one of my best coasters in this side of this one, I think. This one is quite a bit smoother. And it's just in generally a little different layout than you'd see, I guess, than most of my other stuff. But I think the building and stuff like that is what makes, like, you know, yeah, it's so, that's such bad frame rate. So now you know where Sinister Steel, where it got its traits from, was sort of like this. Though this double helix is not very good. I should have better banking. Yeah. Not perfect. But again, I think it looks awesome. I think that was what I was going for here. Like the way everything, I don't know. Some places so plain and just awful. Ah. Oh well. And you know, this was a cool thing. This thing was awesome. This is awful. Like, this was okay. I was fine with this. The door didn't open. Don't worry about the door. It was supposed to be like flying around, and I was gonna have buildings and everything, but it just got out of hand. And then there was that. See what I mean? Like, what, you can't draw the sky fast enough? I don't know why it stutters like that. It improved near the middle there, and then it gets much worse right now. I think the problem with this is that, yeah, whoops. See what I mean? It wasn't even finished. None of that was done at all. But you know, it's too much. It was just too much. You know, the world was going to end up being a cool looking place, but you know, there's a path underneath all of this, eh? People can walk almost anywhere. That was the thing I wanted. Except for, like, buildings and stuff like that. But that was the sci-fi thing. I don't know. What I want to look at, and you know, every building in here is a built building. I didn't use build. Well, no, I guess I'm lying. There might be a couple buildings here that came from, yeah, these are their buildings, but 90% of them are built. And I think the only other thing to see here is this. Oh no, I'm wrong. This is where I got like all crazy and did some like nutty stuff when I built this. This is where where it got out of hand. This thing has 6,600 pieces. And all it is the front of buildings, because there is no back yet. So this is where I started to get, you know, very highly detailed, kind of crazy builds that I should have probably not done because they became too difficult. Like, even this, I could not figure out how to finish these corners. I think I can do it now. Well, I know I can do it now because I almost figured it out, but again, it's just way too much detail. But oh yeah, okay. So, 8 o'clock at night. That's what we need. 8:30's fine. So there's also this, which, you know what? I was so happy when this came out, and so disappointed when I got my hands on it. So this was what I did when the fireworks came out, and I haven't been able to bring myself to touch fireworks since. And I think the reason for that is because the sequencer is just terrible for sequencing fireworks. Nothing in the... No, I've never ever used anybody else's creations, ever. I have downloaded and looked at things, but no, I don't use other people's work. All of it was built live in front of everybody watching, too, so... You know. Does anybody remember sitting here building this castle for like a month of Planet Coaster? And again? That's it. I gave up at that point. And the reason for that was that it was just insanely complicated. Where'd it go? But I had fun making it. With the frustration that came with it. But, like, the problem with this is, like, it is so insanely difficult to do this. Like, every one of these has, like, you know, tons of little pieces. They're all separately timed. And this is just not how you want to sequence things. It should be in a horizontal row across the bottom with stuff like that. So one more ride here, and we'll look at Pirate's Paradise. So this is available on the workshop. This is my haunted house. It's not as good as it would be now because this was built before the Halloween pack or whatever it's called. And I don't know, it did okay. It did well on the workshop. They showed it on the Planet Coaster live stream. So it did pretty good, I guess. I loved that. The clockwork twisted. You know, and this was okay, but again, I would have done it with mummies and much darker. You know, there's coffins now. And none of that stuff existed. You know, all of it had to be like, you know, original Planet Coaster. It's the audio that always gets me. It's just like the craziness that goes on in the backyard. And how it all burns down, and you get the last view of everything burning. Yeah, I was thinking fireworks would be more interesting, and we could do so much more if we had something like Microsoft Project, or, you know, which deals with timelines. And you could click anywhere in it, in the timeline, and like, see, yeah, I don't know. Play from that point. You could, and then you'd need the the music. They need to do a thing with the music you're going to have in the background so you could see a waveform of the music, because that's very important, is timing things with the music. The other thing is there's no length of a firework. That's what you really need, is a length of the firework that has a little node when it goes off. So that when you place the firework, you know, okay, it fires here, which is what all you have, and the other one is where it fires. And then it goes, and then it goes off. And then it lasts for this long. And in your whole timeline thing, you would see that. And you'd be able to overlay them. You'd be able to match where they go off with the timings. Yeah, I really like building this. This is a lot of fun. It got me into this whole building this dark type castle things. So that's probably one of my best rides, I would say, all in all. There's my castle. It's dark. There's a bad ride. It didn't really work out the way I wanted it to. Here's the village. Look how little detail there is. Like, I know the buildings are fine and all that, but there's no detail to any of this. Like, why didn't I upload any of these buildings to the workshop? Well, yeah, but the ride wasn't meant to be the ride. It's the experience of the whole thing together. Yeah, it looks cool. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. It was supposed to blow fire and light things on fire as it went. I'm not gonna even should I? I don't know what's intact or what's going on it anymore. It's been a while since I've looked at this one. But it was my first attempt at a flying coaster, and I really did not like it. Did not like it at all. You can't really see what's going on. You can't really see that you're supposed to be the thing lighting all this stuff on fire. Man, it's clunky. And that just, yeah. Okay, we're stopping now. Okay, so after this, you know, and this is a pretty big park. This is really freaking big. It took me a long time, hundreds and hundreds of hours of park building, and, you know, like, to the point where, like, I gave up. Like, I was even starting to go through and build bridges underneath all the trains, and you know, you'd have rock, like, to go through and get all this high detail done, and I just, like, nope. I quit. So that was my first park. Literally my first park. And you can go back and watch all the videos. For every one of these, live stream 1, live stream 2, live stream 3, 4, live 8, live 9, live, you know, post 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 means I went back and I edited it like 5 times afterwards, added stuff. And this is all the times, all the live streams. So there was 135 live streams for that park. Load park. Yeah. Okay, so the next one I started was Pirates Paradise. And this is what we were done on Pirates Paradise. Yeah, 135 streams on Adventureland or Adventure World or whatever I called it. But this is Pirates Paradise, and this is what we were done on the first episode. This is what we finished. So you can sort of see why I did this. Yeah, this would be the best part. Why I save every episode. Because look at this. You know, and I didn't build these things. They built these things. I just put them down because I wanted to see, I wanted to get a feel for the type of world. I built this. This is my entrance. It's a lot different now. Oh no, that's just that park. There's probably over 100. Well, because I did it so many, and you see the part 1, 2, 3s, so there's probably 200 saves of Adventureland, you know. So Pirates Paradise, let's go like 12 episodes in. So you can see why I do it, eh? Like, there's so much, like, you know, look how it looked then. Look what I was working on. Look what I was building and not finished yet. There's so much of that when you load up. It's like having a time machine. But then again, I could just go to the video. So, 10 episodes in. And this is now Pirates Paradise. You know what I mean? But you know, if you look at it, like, there's nothing there yet. But yet, the first iteration of Sinister Steel is here. .6, 5.9, and a... I think it's only the first iteration, though. There's no lights on it. The front isn't finished. This is Sinister Steel. This is the one I was talking about that was really fast. A lot smoother than that other one. Even though it still needed a little bit of tuning here. Epic was here for this one. If he's still around. Still watching. See, that was okay, but you know, like I said, this is just a bit of it. Like, you look at this and it's like, yeah, okay, there's some stuff going on here. Look at this. I got a big hole in the world. A big hole in the volcano. This is before waterfalls. We have waterfalls in Planet Coaster now. Wow, I have generators in here. Like, that's one thing that they didn't even notice, that everything was actually really wired in this park. So that was number like 12. Let's go to like 40. Oh no, let's just go to the end. Let's go to the final release of Pirates paradise. So you see the state it's in now. You see all the brown buildings. And all that. Like, I hadn't even gone through and changed the colors and done the whole... Well, the front ones were pastels, but the ones down the side weren't done yet. So there was just a ton that needed to be done. Now I've clicked this button, and now we need to wait. Because this is going to take a while. This park is absolutely monstrous. It is almost as many parts as in the full park, all pressed into an island. I would say most of the parts are pieces of grass and trees, and stuff like that. But, you know, it just still takes forever to load. Well, maybe not as bad as some of them. So, you know, here's the view from the front of the world. This is what we were looking at, you know, with the entrance in that first part. As you can see, I've got more detail in here than any park. I feel as though I have more detail in here than any park I've ever seen, to tell you the truth. Like a natural park, like if you know, definitely that alien park had a lot more detail, a lot more details, a lot more pieces, and a total experience. But I still think, like, for natural things, like for a world, like, this could be in a game. You could be running through here shooting people, you know, in a first-person shooter. Except this guy's floating off the ground. You, sir, should not be floating off the ground. So yeah, I'm happy with the detail in this thing. Really happy with the detail. But I spent a lot of time making this look the way it did. It's crazy though, eh? Like, even now I look at it and I'm like, I can't believe I spent this much time. Oh yeah, the water coming in here. And then the path up here. This is not places where, like, I should have done more in here. I just felt my caves were not as good as they could have been. This is not somewhere where people can walk either. This is all, like, artificial. These aren't real paths. But you can see it's like details, details, details. And the whole thing, you know, like, that's Pirate's Paradise. I actually have, like, a picture, like something like that, as my desktop at work. Of this. Oh, maybe it's actually over here. Yeah, it might be more like that. But, you know, if we were to go, say, look at this, you can see there's, like, a ton more detail. You know how I pointed out, like, how the electrics, how everything's all wired in? You know, you look here, I have wires running all the way down here, just to provide electrical to the bridge type thing. I don't know. I felt it made it look real. It made it feel real. Wish people would put their stuff in the garbage. So the other thing, of course, is all these little huts and all that. There's only actually 2 different huts that I built. Oh, no, there's 4 different huts. Made up all this stuff, and they're all interconnected. I used too many. I used too many what? Palm trees? Well, it was a tropical pirate island. But so. Oh, you mean the banana palms? Coming up on the. Well, see at head level, customer level, it makes a different experience than when you're floating above it. That's what I find. It gives you a little bit of a tunnel that you're walking through, a tunnel of trees when you're down here. But whatever. So, you know, the other thing I did was like I tried to make it a living place. So, where this really shines is at night. And I mean, it really shines at night. You know, lights in the windows. Like, massive amounts of lights in the windows. And a lot of the atmosphere at night comes from the lighting in the world. You know, when we get down at path level, again, it's different. It's a different experience down here than not being at path level. When you're floating above the world, you don't get the immersion. This is like the world completely wraps you right around you here. There's no gaps, if you know what I mean. Though I have to admit, not being able to put plants and trees and caves kind of sucked. The staff house? This is a staff house. See, the thing is, we need to the story behind the park. You know, it's run by pirates. That's a pirate staff house, is near the entrance. You know, then there's the inside world. There's all this. You know, again, there's all these places you can't go, you know. There's sets of stairs up through here. There's, you know, this goes up into the top here, and the next thing you know, I'm way up at the pirate mansion at the top of the hill. Just by following the path that happens to pop out through the side of the mountain. In here. This was my first ride skin. Well, no, this is my second ride skin. The first one was the space one with the dome. I really enjoyed that. But this, you know, I made it all mechanical. I did the mechanics and stuff like that. This is supposed to be what's running it. There's an engine. There's whoops, where am I? There's guys shoveling coal to run this thing. There's not really guys shoveling coal, but there could have been if there was actually animations for that. So there's that, and the big path around it. That's the exit. Let's not go in the exit. We can go in the entrance. Which is sort of like another experience in itself with all this stuff underneath here. There's stuff going on in the caverns. So I tried to make that, you know, a thing. Obviously, that's part of the ride. It just sort of looks like it fits in. So I was happy with that. You know, again, the lighting all being wire hung. If you follow the wires, eventually it will lead you back to the power station. So, hey, look at that. The wires are connected to the power station. So that all was all a thing. You know, I did do a little bit of a battle scene between the pirates and some redcoats. from here. It might trigger and let us see it. So we did this. I don't know. Again, it was me just playing around, learning about stuff. There's a fire. Yeah, just playing around. You know, like the docks are really like docks. There's things for unloading boats. There's storage. There's warehouses. There's, you know, I tried to make that as come on, Planet Coaster, as, you know, this is the way it is as possible. You know, you can see there's some stuff built around things here for the coasters, but let's look at the coaster itself. Okay, here we go. So this is Sinister Steel in its final form. I really need to raise the lights, and that drop is too much. And it's really fast. This thing was built to be as extreme as possible. My goal was to say, forget about the, I'm speeding up the game? No, I'm not. I'm not speeding up the game. Not at all. That's Sinister Steel. And Sinister Steel is like, yeah, see, this is weird. If I put this in test mode and run it again, those don't come out the same. You know what? I'm gonna do it, just because I can. Testing. Train number 1. And again, I'm not touching the speed. It is normal speed. Hands off. It should be about a 9.4 excitement. And I think orange and fear and nausea. Not red. So where does that leave us now? Yeah, see, something changed. Because when I released this, there was nothing like that at all. Something's changed in Planet Coaster. I almost think that when they did the friction thing, all the coasters that existed were changed, like, very slightly. But you know, we'll see when this one comes in, if it stays the same. But I swear it, Planet Coaster has changed coasters on us. Where are we now? Stopped. There we go. There we go. But again, why 8.56 instead of 9.4? Again, it's completely different than anything I remember. But whatever. I'm fine with it. So the next coaster I built after that was Malevolence. So Malevolence is over here. It was I really wanted to be using like these details, like the brown castle, or the pirate castle stuff. And using that detail, as you can tell, I didn't exactly do as much detail in here as I could have. I ran out of ideas. There's less parts in Planet Coaster back when I built this. But this is the queue for Malevolence. And it's very castle-like, you know. And it's twisty and treasury and piratey and very long. You can get lost in there and nobody will ever find you. This is the thing. And I forgot to put the trim around the outside when I built this. There was supposed to be trim around the whole thing, and I forgot it. But this is Malevolence. Now, I'm going to say this is, coaster-wise, I think this one's fun. You know, people say that things were too close, but it is Planet Coaster. Hey, Sky Guy. Oh no, we finished this. Yeah, I guess, you know what? You're absolutely right. We finished this on October 12th, I think. I think this was finished in the first week of October. So there's just few, you know, things that I should have spent more time on and were completely torn out and redid. But it's a fast, fun coaster. I replaced all of the supports with wooden supports. There's none of the originals except for 2 steel beams going underneath the bridge. Not very wheelchair accessible. No. Oh yeah, you've been definitely watching for over a year. So yeah, that, you know, lots of structure there holding that up. And you know, a real it's a different experience during the day too, because you know you get to see a lot more of the more things. But again, it lacks detail still, even though there's millions of there's lots of pieces in here. So as we travel along, you know, that's a big loop, eh? The whole thing is one big loop. There's some stuff in here that we'll look at, but this basically comes around here, and this is a loop back to Sinister Steel back here, with all my little tiki stores. And then there's another big loop that goes down through this thing. They're speakers. And there's this horrible thing that, you know, in order to get stores on a boardwalk, I needed to do that. Well, you got to realize that I was 380 hours into this thing, and if I had to build it anymore, I was going to quit streaming. So yeah, it was not an easy build. This is like insane detail. And when they did the reviews of it, you know, it was not reviews, but did the videos of it, they missed so many of the details that I had put in that were just not seen. Like all this stuff. Like nobody even noticed any of this. Like, because it's not part of the world. It's just part of the scenery of the world. It's part of what makes the simple piece of this work. So the wooden coaster. Yeah, so after I finished all that, I built this little, or finished most of the park. I built this little area here. Whoa, more like a in-park mall, where, you know, there's some things, but all the stores, information, you know, cash machines, bathrooms, hat store, hip shot, and all the, you know, all the other stuff going on out here is still, like, you know, space for rent. And the wooden coaster, like, I did have some issues with pathing and stuff like that, but I finally was able to come up with something here for the wooden coaster, and that was this layered approach. You know, where it brought you up here, and you know what? So many things I should have done. There should have been railings. There should have been all that stuff, but whatever. And this is the coaster station for this. You know, there's nothing up here. It's just fake. But this is the curse, or the curse of Cthulhu. The black market, yeah, exactly. I should have put signs up. I think this is probably the best coaster in the park. It's fast. It's smooth. It's got the most reasonable ratings. It's, yeah, it's probably one of the better ones in the park. It's probably one of the better coasters I've ever built. There's a few places that need a little bit more smoothing, but you smooth it too much and you just drop the experience ratings down. So yeah, that one I think turned out pretty good. You know, you look, there's just an insane amount of detail on everything. And the lamps need to be put up about a foot. So again, it was one of those coasters where the lighting was very important to me. Actually, all the lighting in the whole place was very important to me. There's not a floodlight, except where there needs to be a floodlight. There's no artificial lighting in here. Like, even to the point where all these are all wired up. Everything's all wired up. You know, all the lighting is electrical. There's no light out of nowhere type scenarios. I could be lying because I probably didn't run electricity to these, but you got to, you know, something has to be left to the imagination. So that's Pirate's Paradise, and it is Well, it's my most famous one. Meaning it's the only one anybody has ever... you can get this on the workshop. And this is exactly how it is. I haven't changed a thing. I love the sign though. I was so proud when the sign got all done and it worked. All the lights and the power. And I think I have power running from I have chains holding it up. So that was kind of a fight. But yeah, I was really happy with it. The only floodlights I have in the place are up at the top, and they just made sense for the entrance. Everything else is all wired. Yeah, the sign turned out like you can see it from everywhere. Pirates Paradise. You know, like, God, I can't imagine the amount of time I spent on this. Just on this. But you think that's detail? Yes. Yes. So after I did that, I went on and I started Something Scary. Something Scary is 93. Like, okay, so let's go back. That took me 81 live streams. How many hours? About 380. It might have been more. I think the first one was 500. Oh, how many hours in Planet Coaster? Oh, 1,276. Okay, so Something Scary. Let's load Something Scary. Now this, I've got, I'm going to be finishing up the other park in the next 2-3 weeks. It's going to be done. As soon as it's done, I'm going back to Something Scary. I want to finish it. Because there are so many things in this park which are just, like, I put so much into. There's a lot of me in this world. Not me, personally. But you know, time. Just trying so hard to get things right. And the big thing about this park, there's a lot of things in this park that I just can't upload to the workshop. I have a building, which is 16,000 parts. So there's details in this, it's not like Pirates Paradise. Paradise is a full package. You go in there, and you're fully surrounded by this world. You can walk around as a person and see, I'm not a coaster builder. I build worlds for coasters to live in. That's what I do. I don't, my point isn't to build coasters. My thing is to build worlds. And that's what I do. So, again, this is a night park. Where am I? We're going to start at the beginning. Again, because I build worlds, the best way to see them is as the people would see them. Oh yes, I struggled. Shutting down the servers. So this is a lot more detailed than even Pirates Paradise. It's more of a full experience that surrounds you with the sound, you know, the feeling, the creepiness. You know what I mean? Like, it's a full experience. It's not like Pirates Paradise, which wraps you in that world, but the sounds you hear are not from that world. The sounds you hear are the crowds, the people. Here you don't hear the crowds and the people. Here you hear the world. And you see the remnants of the world. You know, and again, you know, there's certain things about Planet Coaster I'd love to get more detail in here. Oh, hey, yeah, we're in something scary now. This is the beginning. If you missed the beginning, this is all it is. And me going on about how it's more of a experience than a bunch of rides in one place. That's the thing. This is when I said, you know what? I think I could build a better city or a better world in this than I could in Planet Coaster, in City Skylines. So here we go. I didn't even look at this. So we've got like a creepy thing going on here. We've got a bird eating a rat or a mouse. But again, it's the sounds. I want this to give some people a chill. No, I haven't finished it, Sky Guy. So, you know, like, there was a certain style I wanted to this place. There's the main entrance, and then there's Crater Station, and then there's, like, things to see. You know, like, so the main entrance is a reimagination of the house from Psycho. That's what I went for there. Obviously you can tell there's a lot more atmosphere to build up here. Like, this is the way the world is supposed to feel in this area. The lights, you know, going on and off. Like, things like that. Some just creepiness and grossness. You know, a couple spiders fighting over a... Okay, I don't know what these people are doing. And then, like, now we're in the spider caves. This is the secondary spider caves. This side I built after. This is the primary spider caves. This is what I built first. And people can come in here and they stare at them because I put these vista points there. No, I guess they don't. They're supposed to. They don't. So then, you know, again, it's all deep immersion here. I tried to do as good as I could with the detail at all levels. This is the goal. This is what I wanted to get to in my building. So again, as we move around here, we reach the pumpkin patch, and it's a Skeleton Pete's pumpkin patch. And there's Skeleton Pete sitting on the porch. I also have the graveyard pumpkin tree in the backyard. It's pulling up all the coffins. I gotta add some green spookiness to this, some like green lighting. So I'm trying to use lighting very well. I'm trying to use the audio and stuff like that. So then we split up here and we either go to Serenity Towers or to Crater Station. So we're gonna go to Serenity Towers first. Serenity Towers is the I think it's the Buffalo Asylum in real life. It's now some other thing, but it's one of the buildings. It was an asylum in Buffalo, I think that's what it was styled after. So this is one thing that I really enjoyed building. Again, it was just the same type of thing as that haunted castle, you know, Everything boarded up, everything like dark and dreary. I really enjoyed that. It's bring a little more light onto this. But again, creepy light, not normal light. So yeah, this all fit in with the atmosphere. I haven't got like all the audio, the background audio and stuff done yet. You know, it should still have that creepy aura to it. But I spent all my time building this damn train station. This train station is the most complicated building I've ever built in my life. I spent way too much time on it. But I am so glad I did. I had some inspiration for the look of this. I also had some inspiration for the insides. It was meant to have a somewhat Western look to parts of it, but more of a city Western look from the same era, but something you'd see in a city. And then as we walk into here, you'll notice like even the doors are not doors. I made the doors myself. I could probably do better at this point, like sink those windows in some. But whatever the case may be, it was made to give it a certain look, and I think I got that look. It's pretty detailed. It's not imposing. And then we go in here and we're in the train station. Then this is where the detail really, really, really comes out. I love the wallpaper. You know, the posts. The roof. You know, this is where I said, okay, yeah, I think I'm pretty good at Planet Coaster when I started building this, or when I finished building this. And then of course you get into the actual station, which the actual train area, which again is like extremely detailed. Especially the roof, again inspired by old subway stations and old train stations. I think you'd see a lot of old train stations that were either glass or like this. And yeah, I loved building this. This was just insane. And if we look at this, come on. Without the train. Thank you. Well, whatever. Even what? Even with the train, we'll end up getting a couple other things in here, I think. 33,000 pieces, yeah. So that with the train, I'm not even getting it. I'm not even getting it. Something's missing. $17,000 parts. Probably don't need to include this. There. 16,000 parts. So that's pretty detailed. And like I said, it's probably the second most detailed building I've ever built. And the happiest I've been with any building I've ever built. By the way, this is a park entrance. There's two park entrances here. One here, and one in that building there. So, you know, we've got a train, we've got, again, details that I've never finished. We've got all that. But, let's go to the main entrance. Yeah, that's my problem. That's why I can only release parks, is because everything I build is way too detailed. Stupid detailed. Like, you know, that, not so bad. That's only like 554 pieces to build this house. Why? I don't know. It's all the little, you know, I don't know. I really don't know. But here we go. We're walking to the park. None of the lighting here has been done yet. None of the creepiness. None of the audio has been done. And this whole place is going to be like that. So if we start walking through the park, I don't know why they have that limit. It really destroys. It really makes me publishing the things I build very hard. So all of these places are like little classic. You know, here's a fry joint. It's just like on somebody's house, up on the hill. All of them are up on pedestals, away from the path, except for the theater, which we'll look at in a moment. And again, all custom stores here. You know, it's got a style. You can tell where I'm going with it. There's somewhat of a Western look to it, but it's spooky as well. And again, more stuff like that. This is a big hotel type thing, or it's supposed to be a hotel. There are actually hotels in Planet Coaster now. There weren't when I built that. So yeah, you know, everything, you know, it has a certain style to it. You know, but again, I really need to work on the atmosphere here. This is going to be one of the, like, when it comes to stuff like this is going to be way too detailed. This is going to be way more detailed than Pirate's Paradise. Okay, so if we go down here, and you notice I'm sticking to the path because that's where the experience is in this game. It's in the path. It's in where the people walk. We'll get down to here, and this is the first coaster that I started. And again, it's more, it's an experience. It's not. So again, so let's start that over. But when I started building this, I became quite disappointed in some of the Planet Coaster stuff. So for instance, you know, let me pause the game. Okay, so here we go. We've got the banking coasters. So the first thing here, you're gonna notice like very little detail going on here. Like there's explosions, there's stuff going on, but for some reason, none of this stuff is lit by my lighting. It's only lit by the sun. So at night, it doesn't work. It just leaves you like, what? So this is like supposed to be like the mine where the you know, it's basically a broken mine run. Is supposed to be the effect of what's going on here. And you don't even get to see that. So yeah, you know, it is what it is at this point. I've put a lot of work into it. But you know, that was the idea, was this is actually just a broken down mine cart. And actually what you're riding is it being broken down. You know, if I made it 4:30 in the afternoon here, we'd see that It's because of a rock has crushed the whole thing, and you know. So I really want to get back to this. And you know, there's kind of some cool, like, you know, if you go in here now, it looks completely different with the lights on in the world, with it being daylight, but yet we're in a cave. Everything glows. Like, my lighting is completely ignored, but you know. So that's the idea. I don't know where else it's gonna go. I don't know what else it's gonna do, but that's the idea. So let's get back here. You can see what I meant when I said it should start now, because this is a big process, and I don't like missing things, and I'm pretty sure people would be somewhat disappointed if they came back after and like, well, I didn't see that. So again, more Western style buildings. I got a saloon with again a balloon store and a bathroom. Maybe not so Western, but there we go. It's a men. There's men's and women's washrooms there, with my men's and women's washroom sign. So this is where, you know, I'm finished. This is as far as I got here. But okay. So here we go. We're in a train. Again, you can see a bunch of unfinished stuff. You can see that Western train station that I built was one of the last things I built in the other park. I used it here. So we have that very, very detailed 16,000 part train station. We have the Western train station, which is all going to be part of like the whole Western village type thing, which is basically going to only have 2 coasters. Yeah, I know, only 2 coasters. I don't know who that is sitting beside me, but I'm taking over their body. So here we go. Off into the wild blue yonder. I don't know. So yeah, there's the inside rides, which I'm in the middle of fixing. No, I don't. So there's a dry river bed. And again, there's not a lot of detail here yet on this part. But you're going to start to see what I'm going to be going for. And it's a little bit of a problem, I would say. You know, we got this dry riverbed is still running down here. I haven't quite finished it. See, the people I know, of course, are like Fricker and what's his name, Red Dragon, and people who are my friends on Steam and, you know, have watched my thing. So here's where everything, like, one of the reasons I really want to finish all this is because it can't even handle it. It can't even handle it. Because, you know, I put a lot of work in. And I think it looks awesome so far as a world. And I want to finish this world. But as you can see, you know, me writing this for like this, I'm doing it on a for, you know, a very specific purpose. So that This one not as many as Pirate's Paradise. Well, maybe. I don't know. Maybe about 300. So yeah, there's this. There's like this part of the world, and I should deselect all that. Again, you know, the problem now, of course, is this. There are waterfalls in Planet Coaster. So, you know, when I come back to this, I'm going to have to redo so much of it. Because why would I leave it like this? People would say, well, why didn't you use waterfalls? Because there were no... Well, I guess these are the waterfalls, aren't they? Okay, these are the waterfalls. Okay. So, yeah, there's, you know... I tried to, you know, do this geologically. So if you look here, there's a waterfall. You see there's a dried up waterfall that used to come down here. And then, you know, if you follow this through... Yeah, I think there are waterfalls in it, though. I think these are waterfall pieces and the other pieces are not. I used a combination. But I'd have to check. I don't know. So, like, the waterfall is running here right now into this area here, but you can see if you look over here, at one point in time, the water came all down here, and this is where that river flowed. You know, rapids and stuff like that coming down here, and it would have, you know, been where everything is. So this is everything. This is where we got where we arrived in the train. And this is the first train station I built for this world, which is the glass train station. I abandoned it to build the other one. But so we get off the train, and we can go down the stairs. This is what guy was talking about, was these stairs, I think. So this is the glass train station. And again, it's sort of a classic looking building. If you want to look, it's some train station in somewhere that I styled it after, though all this was restyled because it had more of a castle-y look, and I wanted more of a western, you know, the way a city at the time when westerns took place would sort of look, in a way. So that's why this has that look to it. And you know, this is the fair. This is a classic fair, you know, with... There's the carousel. Here's the flying seats. Everything has a little bit of a different style to it. Oh, thanks for following, Verified. Everything's slightly different. And I've got some weird statues that I was working on. You know, they are here, but not exactly in that form. And, you know, I spent a lot of time on little things in here that I shouldn't have. Little stores, bathrooms. And this coaster. Here we go. This is Hop the Gaps or Leap the Dips. I don't know. One of them's a real life thing, and one of them's Planet Coaster's copy of the real life thing. So there's actually one of the first coasters built was in 1902. It's been refurbished. This isn't actually the coaster. This is the functional components of the coaster, but it's my own track. And it turns left way too much. Way too many left turns. But you know, a simple coaster. Nothing special. But again, it's supposed to be a simple coaster. It's just in a like a fairground. And so I built some other stuff in here. You know, like and you know, this park isn't half done. That's the problem. This isn't even half done. This is not half done. This is the world I'm in, by the way. So you can see how much I have to fill in. You know, like all this needs to be done. It's a terrifying prospect. You can see what it needs to be, what it needs to look like. You can see what it's supposed to feel like when you're like at that street level. So a couple things I didn't show, which I'm going to show now. First off, let's look at the theater. The theater. Well, this is a classic old theater. Oh no, all the landscaping is mine. The world was flat when I came in. The world looked like that. So yeah, I built the crater and did all the landscaping. The land shaping. So let's look at the theater. Now, the theater was supposed to be, you know, a theater. I got the ticket thing. It's an information booth. I've got like the lobby. There's like fake, you know, the balconies roped off because it's fake. You know, you're not supposed to go past the rope, so all you see is that. But when you look, it's basically just like the Aliens ride. Just stick to the path and you'll only see what you're supposed to see. If you start going off like this, you'll see the insides of buildings. Or not. Yeah. So, you know, people can come in here. They can actually walk up to here. And they can look. There'll be a vista point here. And, you know, there's a theater in here. Again, it's not done. There's things that need to be, there's trim that needs to go in. But, you know, that's the thing. There's a roof with 2,500 parts. You know, another building with... So, again, it was me getting carried away. And if I look at this, at a rough estimate, if we try to take the coaster away from it, it's around 11,000 parts. Oh. It's around 11,000 parts. You know, there's a couple things underneath it. But, so that was high detailed as well. And then the last piece of this park is going to be the Haunted Mansion ride. Again, it's another Haunted Mansion. I've scaled it down a bit. It used to go way up to a 3rd floor. I've removed the 3rd floor, and I have to move all the stuff around in order to make up for it. But here we go. This is where it'll be. Like, this is the detail. You can see where the cart goes. It's going to come through the door and go around here. I couldn't figure it out because the door closed before the coaster got through, so that was kind of a pain in the ass. But this is the level of detail I want in the house. Like, you know, it's going to be darker, it's going to be spookier, and it truly does look better when it's, you know, darker and spookier. This is what it's supposed to look like when you get in here. But as you can tell, a lot of it, the shell is done, but not a lot of the detail. I don't know if it's stupid or not. I'm gonna decide later. But down in the basement area, I did more of a like a crazy science lab type thing. But I think I might be taking that out and going with more of the dungeon, because now we have more things. We've got mummies. We've got so much more tools that we can use in order to do this. And this was my warp. Boom. I just warped into another world. There's experiments going on here. Living skeletons, which nobody would ever even notice. And boom, we warp back into the other world. So, you know, like, it's different, it's weird. I don't know. I don't know what to do with that. I think I just gotta go back to building a classic thing. But you can definitely see what I'm going for here. I'm going for this level of creepiness everywhere. But that's the idea. So after that, because I got bored of this, it's easy to get bored of this. After that, I started Ancient. One place of the park is not. I don't build parks. I build worlds. This is not about being a park. It's being about a world with a certain aura and a certain feeling. And the whole thing was just a dark, creepy, creepy world. It doesn't need to be everywhere yet, because like you're not going to experience it when you're on the train and stuff like that, which I wish you could. Where you are going to experience it is anywhere outside of the town, I think. Though there might be some creepiness in town that I need to work on. So after that, I started this. This is my Egyptian tour of Egypt type thing. There's a lot of people in here. Why so many people? So, yeah. I did this. This was the next thing. A little more lively. Wasn't supposed to be so dark. You know, but again, I'm building a world. I'm not just building a rides and putting stuff around them. I'm building like a world that has an entire aura to it, a feeling, like more than just a theme park. It's a themed, it's a world. Yeah. So, you know, Egyptian statues. You know, people are, you know, you can see how people are almost walking everywhere. I did a lot of my own custom imagery for this. You know, these are bathrooms. So a lot of the pathing is custom images on display panels. You know, the pools. The pool has, you know, like that Roman Egyptian mixed architecture, in a way. And that was sort of what I wanted to do with this. I had just finished playing Assassin's Creed Origins, so so you can see I've got my hieroglyphics, and you know, we go down into the. This is a coaster entrance, by the way. Sorry, no, it's a coaster exit. People are going both ways because there's a vista point. There's a view that we need to see. So, you know, it's Egypt. It's supposed to provide that aura, and you know, it's clean. It's not overly busy, but it's definitely an experience. Again, just like all my other parks, except for the first one, which is basically a theme park. So yeah, we go in here, and you know. This is what people come to see. This is why there's 2,000 people in the park, by the way, is just to come see this. you know, again, I've gone to an insane level of detail again. If you look at the grounds, you know, underwater, the detail under the water has become important to me now. It seems kind of stupid, but when you look at it, it makes sense. Like, you look at that and it's like, wow. Like, you know, so back where we were here. The other thing, of course, like I said, this is the exit to the coaster. It's a tour coaster, so again, it's more experience than anything else. The queue for the coaster is here. Again, not all finished. I haven't laid down all the groundwork yet, but you can see it's all gardens and stuff like that. There's also, again, there's going to be a lot of places where in this world, because again, I build worlds. People don't have to be able to go to all of it, where people just won't be able to go. It'll look like they can, like there'll be pathing all out here, and stuff like that. But you know, like I've got ancient temples. This really reminds me of Serious Sam. I need fire. I need stuff like that around here. A lot more fire. This is the Great Library of Alexandria. Again, I should have like scrolls and stuff. But again, it's just a shell. I'm not going to have insides to this because, you know, that's not going to be what it is. This is just basically a giant fortification, and then there's the lighthouse, the pyramids, you know, like some temples, and you know, there's going to be some stuff out here to fill it up. Not like this level of detail. This level of detail will be basically limited to here. And some small spatterings which you'll experience on the coaster. So, you know, let's look at it. So, again, this is an experience, not a thrill ride. So it's going kind of fast. But it's supposed to give you a relatively good tour of what the world will be like. As you can see, a lot of the stuff I'm doing is still just shelled out. All buildings around here, like a marketplace, like things like that. And then we get shot up to take a look at the lighthouse. And again, it's just an empty shell. And then we come down and we take a little tour of the docks. Now, I was trying to build a big, huge boat, but that didn't work out for me. A Tyrene, but it didn't, I just couldn't get it. And of course, none of this is really finished. It's kind of choppy. So down through a temple, and well, that's that. So that's sort of the where I'm going with this. Is it's more of an Egyptian fort in Alexandria with the library and the lighthouse on the river, and so on one side you've got you know, New Egypt, basically, like the Greeks are already involved here. And on the other side, you've got, other side of the river, you've got Old Egypt. So that was the plan there, and I completely lost interest. It became too difficult. Like, the problem is, oh yeah, I know, like, that's it. I've got so much work to do. Like, this This park, in order to be what I see it as, has another 400 hours of work. I'm pretty sure. 300, 400 hours. And I'm not joking. Like, you go in here and you see the detail at this level here, and it's not there yet. This isn't here yet. This is not detailed enough. I want to see this. Imagine if all the roads were like that. That would be awesome. But it's just so much work. I have to admit, though, the new trees and all that are making it much easier. But, you know, I just can't really see it happening. It's just going to be so hard. I bite off more than I can chew. The other thing, of course, is I'm also very careful about this. And it's not quite there yet. You know, in here we're okay. Once we get in here. But the rest of the world is not there yet. You know, in down here it's all nice. That's kind of cool. I like that. I really like that. That's awesome. Oh, that's like such a cool effect. Oh, I missed it. I gotta go back down there. Where is it? Where is it? See the moon shining into the. That's moonlight. You can see it reflecting off their eyes. So yeah, this was the last park that I worked on before I started plastic. So I'm quite happy with the way it was going, but the huge caveat here is it's going to require so much time. So much time. Oh, I don't think I'm abandoning anything. I don't think I'm going to start a new park when I'm done plastic. I think I'm going to go back to adventure. Not adventure. What's it called? Scary. First. And then I'm going to go back and do plastic. I think you'll have to wait for me to complete it and upload it to the workshop. If you want, hey, verified, Pirates Paradise is on the workshop right now. Like you can go there. My link to Steam is down in the description. Oh no, it's not. I don't know. It might be. The link to YouTube is down in the description. Link to my Steam is on YouTube. And you can grab the park. I can also just send you a link. No. Because that reflects poorly on me. You know what I mean? A start park that I've put 100 hours into. Yeah. I don't know if it's 100 hours. It might be. Content. Workshop. Yeah, I will finish it myself. And if anybody wants to go here's a URL that should, if it ever comes up, take you okay, well that's bad. Yeah, so that should take you to my workshop. In there, you'll find Pirates Paradise. You'll find a few of the buildings from the scary thing. You'll find this college campus square, which looks more like a military college. Some tiki buildings from the Pirates Paradise, the Haunted Mansion, the train station, the Western train station, because the other ones are too big. Quantum Singularity, Medieval Information and Gifts, Medieval Hot Dog, and Gulpy. But I would suggest hitting Pirates Paradise. And I would suggest giving it a thumbs up, please. Because, you know, it's funny. It's been on, hey, it's been on the workshop for 352 days. And it's got 1,276 subscribers. So basically, it's almost caught up with my YouTube channel, which I've been working on for 4 years. Yes, that makes me sound totally pathetic. So yeah, I've only got 93 ratings right now. So if people could go and rate that up, that would be awesome. So yeah, I'm back here. Again, building a completely different world, a new experience, this time completely from scratch. Now there are buildings that can go into the workshop, like here's a drink shop, there's an ice cream shop, we've got a fry place, and a big giant hot dog and burger stand. But I think this again is one of those things that should go up complete, because it's more of a full experience. I know the world looks flat around everywhere, but you know what? You don't even notice that when you're looking here. Your eyes are elsewhere. So this is going to be okay. This is going to be good. I do need to figure out though what I'm doing in here. So I got lots to do. Like I say, maybe I've got about 12 to 14 more hours of work to do in this, and then we can go back to one of the other ones and start. You know, see, though the thing is, like I say, it becomes harder and harder and harder to play Planet Coaster as time goes by. Because like I've got way too much time into it. Like, I'm pretty sure when I quit now, I'll be at 1,280 hours. So yeah, next time we'll yeah. See, I can't though. I can't disconnect. Like, I'm right into trying to get this finished. I just need to get some more big trees in here and finish that coaster. But you know, even today though, we did accomplish a lot. Not as much as I hoped, but hey, it's coming together. I wish I could make those ropes like purple or something. Maybe we'll put lights up and down them so people can see them. But yeah, it's all coming together. We'll be back to it soon. And yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed the tours. You know, I'm starting to have way too many. I'm starting to do more tours than I am building. But I think I can finish this up soon, and we can go on to one of those really, really detailed parks. You do realize that basically the theme maker's workshop, the theme maker's kit is going to do that, eh? When, like, they're not coming out with a new Planet Coaster. I can tell you that for sure. Because now we're going to be able to build our own scenery parts. So I'm going to be able to go into Blender now and build, you know, the possibilities are endless. We're going to be able to do all this stuff now ourselves from scratch. So it's like, yeah. Yeah, I think the next one is the something spooky. I'll finish this maybe by sometime in November. and then we'll work on something spooky, and we'll see how we do there. But I'm gonna leave this here today. I obviously didn't get as much done as I wanted to, but hey, I had fun. I hope everybody else did as well. So until next time, I'm GameFace. This was Planet Coaster. If you like to click the button, and don't forget to subscribe. I'd like to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.